Dear students, welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to look into the naive-Bayes analysis. So, naive-Bayes analysis is a very small topic, and it is a very interesting analysis that we can do. And based on that, we can do the classification. In today's session, we are going to learn about how we can use the naive-Bayes analysis, which is actually a probabilistic model. It is constructed based on the probability. Naive-Bayes technique is a supervised learning technique that uses the probability theory based analysis. So everything is a probability. When we talk about the probability of a certain uh, a certain classification based on the historical probability, as well as the based on the posterior priority or the current priority. Both will be considered. It is a machine learning technique that computes the probabilities of an instance belonging to each one of the many target classes. There will be many target classes will be there, whether it belongs to one of those particular classes that will be tested based on the probability given the prior probabilities. Means we will be having the prior probabilities of classification using individual factors. Naive-Bayes techniques is used often in classifying text documents into one of the multiple predefined categories. So the text documents we will be having multiple categories. Based on that, it will be classified. And what is a probability? Probability is defined as the chance of something happening, right? So if we are tossing a coin, what is the probability of getting a head or a tail? So there is a total two possibilities, and if we consider head, the probability of head coming is a half. That is one out of the two possibilities. The probability values thus range from 0 to 1, with the value 0 representing there is a no chance. If the probability we get it as 0, that means that event occurring of that particular event is 0. If we get it as 1, probability as 1, then certainly 100% that particular event will occur. Using past event records, the probability of something happening in the future can be reliably assessed. So, based on what is a historical probability, what has been happening historically, we can assess what can happen in the future. For example, one can assess the probability of dying from an airline accident by dividing the total number of airline accident related deaths in time period by the total number of people flying during that period. So that will give a probability of having a death during the airline. Means we are going to consider how many people have died in airline accidents, divided by how many people have traveled in particular airline in a given time period. That will give a probability of a death happening in a airline accident. These probabilities can then be compared to come to certain conclusion, such as safety levels of various event types. For example, past data may show that the probability of dying from an airline accident is less than that of a dying from a being hit by a lightning. So the that will give some kind of a information. The probability of dying in a airline accident is very less. So it is considered as very safe. That travel is considered as very safe because the probability of dying because of the lightning, people hit by the lightning, that probability is higher. The naive-Bayes algorithm is special in that it takes into consideration the prior probability. So in case of a naive Bayes algorithms, it is going to consider the prior probability of an instance belonging to certain class. In addition to that, whatever is the recent track record of that instances belonging to that particular class. So it will be considering both of them, the prior probability and the the recent probability of that instance being belonging to certain class. The word Bayes refers to the Bayesian analysis. It is based on the work of the mathematician Thomas Bayes, which computes the probability of new occurrences not only on the recent record but also based on the basis of the prior experience. So we are going to consider this algorithm is going to consider both. The word naive represents the strong assumption that all parameter features of an instances are independent variables with little or no correlation. This is a very important assumption. We can say all the parameters that are considered, all the features are considered, are they are considered as independent of each other. We assume there is a no correlation between the parameters that are has been considered, because if there is any kind of a correlation, then we will get incorrect results. Thus, if people are identified by their height, weight, age, and gender, then all these variables are considered as independent. There is no relation between a person's height and weight, age, and the gender. If there is any kind of a correlation, maybe height and weight, there might be a correlation, then it is not a good candidate. Then naive Bayes algorithm is easy to understand and works fast. It also performs well in the multi-class prediction, such as when the target class has multiple options beyond binary yes or no classification. Either we can use it for the binary classification yes or no, or we can use it for the multi-class. If there are more than two classes, then we can use. Naive Bayes can perform well even in case of a categorical input variables compared to the numerical variables. Even if there are categorical variables, it performs well. Naive Bayes model. In the abstract, naive Bayes is a conditional probability model for classification purposes. So it is a conditional probability model, and the goal is to find a way to predict the class variable y using the vector of independent variables x. So x are the features or the independent variables. Using these independent variables, that is a vector x, we have to predict the class variable, that is y. That is finding the function f x tends to y in a probability terms. The goal is to find probability of y given x. So that is the probability of y belonging to certain class x. Y is generally assumed to be a categorical variable with two or more discrete values. So given an instance to be classified, let us say represented by the vector x, x being x1, x2, x2, so on, those values representing n features. Those are all independent variables. The naive model assigns to an instance probability of belonging to the let us say k classes. Okay, the class k with the highest posterior probability is the label assigned to the instance. Whichever has the highest posterior probability, that class will be assigned for that particular instance. The posterior probability of belonging to let us say class k is calculated as a function of a function of prior probabilities and current likelihood value. Okay, as shown in this particular equation. Here we have probability, and this is ck given x, probability of the class k, and into probability of the x for the given class k divided by the probability of the predictor. So here we have p ck of ck given x is the posterior probability of class k. So this is the class k for the given predictor x, and pck is a prior probability of the class k, and P of x is the probability, prior probability of the predictor itself, and probability of x given class K is the current likelihood of a predictor given class. So this is the formula that is we are going to use to calculate the probability, posterior probability, and based on that we can classify certain instance into what class it is going to belong. We have a simple classification example here. Here it is a example of a hair salon where we are going to predict the service required by the incoming customer. Means the what kind of a service would be required for the incoming customer. There are only two kinds of services: haircut represented as a class R, and manicure pedicure that is that is given as a class M. So there are only two types of services or two classes. Either it could be R, the person who is coming next is probably he wants a haircut, or he needs the manicure or the pedicure services. Now then, using this we are going to predict what would be the next customer. So number of classes here is 2. The k value of the k value is 2. Now to find the probability of each of these classes, if you see here, historical customers for R means historically for haircut, that is R, there are totally 2500 people, and historically for the next service M there are 1500. So what would be the prior probability of class R? The probability of the class R is total customers who took that particular service divided by the total number of customers including both the services, that is 2500 plus 1500 is 4000. So 2500 divided by 4000, 5 by 8. So this is the prior probability of R. That means out of 8 people, 5 people are going to choose the haircut. That is the prior probability of R. Similarly, we can calculate the prior probability of M. So 1500 divided by 4000, we get it as 3 divided by 8. Then this is how, looking at this, what we can predict is the prior probability of R is higher, right? 5 by 8 is higher than 3 by 8. So that means the next customer would likely be for the R, that is the haircut services. And there are other ways to predict the service requirement by the next customer is to look at the recent data. So let us assume that we will consider the past few visits, maybe a couple of visits that happened in the recent past. Let's consider like for example 5 past visits. Let us say out of the 5 past visits we get it in the order R M R M M, means this is the order. The last most recent order is for M, and prior to that it is M. So R M R M M. If I consider last 5 recent visits, now thus the data shows that recent probability of R is, out of those 5 only 2 R's are there, 2 by 5, and how many M's are there, 3 by 5. Based on this information, the probability of M is higher because 3 by 5 is greater than 2 by 5. The next customer is likely to come for the service of M. And Thomas Bayes suggested that prior probability should be informed by the more recent data. Naive Bayes posterior probability for a class is computed by multiplying the prior probability and recent probability. So how we are going to incorporate the prior probability to along with the recent probability, we have to multiply the prior probability so that we can get the a posterior probability. Thus, in whatever the example we talked about, the posterior probability of a person having R, that is a probability P of R would be 5 by 8, this is the prior probability, into recent probability is 2 by 5. So 5 by 8 into 2 by 5, we get it as 10 by 40. Okay, that is the, similarly if we calculate the posterior probability of m, p of m, will be multiplying 3 by 8 into its most recent probability, that is 3 by 5. That is 3 by 8 into 3 by 5, I get it as 9 by 40. Now if you consider the posterior probability of r is 10 by 40 and posterior probability of m is 9 by 40. So with this we can expect that the next person who is going to be coming will go for a r, means the class will be r because its posterior probability is higher. Suppose, however, the next customer coming in was for the M services. The last 5 customer sequences now becomes, earlier it was R, M, R, M, M. Let us say instead of R, a person comes for M service. Now the past 5 data gets changed. We will have the past data as M, R, M, M, M. There are 4 M's and 1 R. So what would be the probability of R? It is 1 out of 5, that is 1 by 5. And what is the probability, recent probability of M? 4 out of 5. Now again we calculate the posterior probability. We are going to multiply for R 5 by 8 into 1 by 5. That we get it as 12 by 40. And similarly, sorry, 5 by 40. 5 by 8 into 1 by 5 is 5 by 40. Similarly, if I calculate for this one, M, posterior probability, that would be 3 by 8 into 4 by 5, that we get it as 12 by 40. Now the posterior probability of M is much higher compared to R. So then we can predict the person who is going to come for the next is going to have a M, or he is going to take this particular service. Uh, the naive Bayes predictor thus dynamically changes its prediction value based on the recent data. So you are seeing how the prediction is getting changed based on the recent data. So it is going to incorporate the current recent data as well as the prior data, and it is going to calculate the posterior probabilities based on that. Now next example is a text classification example. In this text classification example, the probability we are going to find using this particular formula. The probability of the document D being in the class C is computed as like this. Okay, so it would be probability of the class itself, whatever the class we have, that would be calculated, and P of Tk given C means what? It is the conditional, excuse me, this is the conditional probability of the term Tk. Like there might be n number of terms, the probability of this term for a given class. So that we are going to multiply. So this pi, we are going to calculate it for the all the terms that are present. So here is the example. We will see the example, then we will understand how to calculate that particular probability, and then we can decide how to classify that particular test instance. This is the data set. First document ID, there are total 7 documents, and out of these 7, 6 documents you can consider it as a training data that you can use to find the probability, and based on that we can predict the test data. The 7th one is we don't know what the class is going to be. So there are 2 classes, healthy or not healthy. So H or not H. Suppose you have a document ID. Inside that we have the keywords love, happy, joy, joy, love. Then the classification is yes, happy, love. So this data, yes, classification S. For this keywords, classification S. Similarly, it goes on. You can see out of these 6, 4 are class H. S means they belong to class H. No means they not healthy or not H. Joy, love, pain, kick, pain. So no and no. For now we have a new document with these keywords. We have to predict whether it is class H or no. First we have to calculate the prior probability. So prior probability of class H means healthy. We saw there are 4 records, 1 2 3 4 out of the 6 which says yes. So what is the probability of the class H? Probability of the class H is 4 divided by 6, that is 2/3. Means out of 3 records 2 are H, means healthy class. Then probability of not healthy class. You saw there are 2 classes out of total 6. 2 out of 6. The probability of not healthy is 2 by 6 or 1 by 3. Now we are going to calculate the conditional probability of each term, that is a relative frequency of the term occurring in each class of the document, H class or not H class. Now we are going to consider conditional probabilities for class H and for class not H. Now we are going to find the conditional probability of every term. So these are the different terms we have. This is probability of term love given class H, that we have to calculate. Probability of pain given class H, probability of joy given class H, probability of kick given class H. Now we are going to consider only the class H records. So these first 4 are class H records. If you count them, there are total 19 words are there. Okay, 19 terms are there. So that is how out of total 19, if you count in the first 4 records, probably maybe it's a mistake, there are 5. 1 2 3. Love is appears as 5, 4 and 5. Okay, um, this is 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, it has mistakenly it has come as 5 by 19, so it should be 6 by 19. And if you consider the next term pain, you can see here pain is not there, here pain is not there. Okay, here also no pain, and in the last document you will find pain. 1 out of 19. So the probability of term pain for given class H is 1 out of 19. Similarly, you are going to calculate probability of a joy. It appears 5 times out of the 19, and kick appears 1 out of 19. Similarly, not H. Not H is what? Next record, document ID 5 and 6. If you count here, there are total 9 words are there, 9 terms are there, 1 2 3 4 5 plus 4, total 9. And we are going to find the probability of each of the conditional probability of the each of the word. Probability of love given not H class, 2 out of 9. So love is appearing 2 times. This is 1, this is 2 times. So similarly, we are going to calculate the pain, probability of pain given not H class, 4 out of 9, joy 1 out of 9, and probability of kick given not H, 2 out of 9. So now we have found out the conditional probability. Now we are going to find the probability of the test instance. What is the test instance? This is the test instance. Okay, so we are going to find the probability of this test instance, whether it is S, that is H, or not H. How to do that? So probability of class H given document 7. Okay, so probability of class H given D7. To calculate this is equal to probability of class H into probability of love given class H. It comes twice here. So we are going to consider these keywords. So love, it appears 2 times. So I will have probability love given class H, probability of pain given class H, probability of joy given class H, probability of love given class H, probability of kick given class H. So love is 2 times. So that's why it is squared. Probability love given class H, it appears 2 times, so square multiplied by probability of pain given class H, and so on. And probability of class H we already calculated, this is 2 by 3, and probability of love given class H 5 by 19, next 5 by 19 into 5 by 19, probability of pain given class H, that is also we have calculated, probability of pain given class H 1 by 19, so 1 by 19, 5 by 19, 1 by 19. So if you multiply all this, I'm going to get the value approximately 0.000067. So that is the probability. Now similarly, I'm going to find the probability probability of the test instance belonging to class not H. So the probability of not H for the given document D7 is probability of not H into probability of love not H, probability love not. These are the all the terms that are available in the document 7. So if you multiply all of them, probability of not H from the previous slide 1 by 3, this is 1 by 3, probability of love given not H, that also we calculated, probability of not given not H class 2 by 19, sorry 2 by 9, and so on. We are going to multiply all these values and we get the values 0.0018. Now if you compare this value and this value, this probability is higher than this one. So we are going to classify the naive Bayes probability of the test instance being not H is much higher than the H class. So the test document will be classified as not H. So this test class, this test document, this will be classified as not H. So answer here is no. That is the test classification example. So a similar way the problem can be given in the exam with a different data set. A similar methodology should be used to find the probability of the test instance being a particular class. In this case it is only 2 classes, it could be multi-class. So methodology is the same, but there you will be testing for the multiple classes. Wherever you get the highest probability, you will assign that class to the test instance. What are the advantages and disadvantages of a naive Bayes? The naive Bayes logic is a simple, and so is the naive Bayes posterior probability computation. Conditional probabilities can be computed for discrete data and for probabilistic distribution. When there are number of variables in the vector x, then the problem can be modeled using probability function to simulate the incoming values. A variety of methods exist for modeling the conditional distribution of x variables, including normal, log normal, gamma, and the Poisson. And next, naive Bayes assumes that all the features are independent for most instances that work fine. So here it is assumption that all the vectors that, or all the variables or the features that are selected, they are independent, there is no correlation. However, it can also be a limitation. If there are no joint occurrences at all of a class label with certain attribute, then the frequency based conditional probability will be exactly 0. When all the probabilities are multiplied, it will make the entire posterior probability estimate to be 0. So we will not make any valuable prediction. This can be rectified by adding 1 to all the numerators and adding n the number of variables in x to all the denominators. This will make those probabilities very small but not 0. That is one rectification we can add in. And another limitation of naive Bayes is that the posterior probability computations are good for comparison and classification of the instances, but however we cannot those probabilities values themselves are not estimates of the the event happening. So comparatively we can tell, in the previous example, comparatively we can tell, okay, this has the highest probability, so the given instance belongs to the not h. But however, these values itself will not give any kind of a estimate. That is the limitation. Conclusion: Naive Bayes is a probability based machine learning technique used for classification. It is mathematically simple way to include contributions of many factors in predicting the class of next data instance. So we saw like every word was contributing to the prediction, as the you saw the formula. Every term was contributing for the prediction, and it is often used for the classification of the text.